Hi, everybody. This is Jessica Cayley, and I'm the author of the blog called Building Self-Esteem for HealthyPlace. And today I want to talk about a topic that really helped me learn how to build strong self-esteem in my own journey. It's about being your own best friend. So, a lot of the times when we suffer from poor self-esteem, we only pay attention to the things that we do that we're not pleased with, that we're not satisfied with. And we pay no attention at all to our accomplishments and our talents and the things that we're good at. And this causes us to have an unbalanced view and an unreal view of ourselves. Learning to be your own best friend is about learning to love yourself exactly as you are. It's about self-acceptance, and you can learn that you can accept yourself as you are, even when you're on a journey of self-improvement. It's a bottom line requirement in my mind for building strong, healthy self-esteem. So I was always harder on myself than I was on other people. I believed that I was full of shortcomings, and I rarely gave my achievements the recognition they deserved. I told myself I wasn't good enough, I wasn't able to get enough done, I couldn't have a life that satisfied me until I did this, that, and the other. I lived in the future too often. I was always waiting for the next bigger paycheck, then the time I would finally lose the weight, or whatever that I thought that would make me good enough. But I was never enough that day. So I never treated my friends that way. I was always very supportive of their efforts, and I showered them with love and acceptance despite their flaws or shortcomings. I mean, that's what being human is all about. We are not perfect people. Nobody is. But I always celebrated their accomplishments and every baby step that they took towards reaching their own goals, but I couldn't do that for myself. And then I found myself living alone again unexpectedly when I hit 60. And I had no life partner anymore. I lived hours away from my family, and I had allowed the bond with my friends that I made since I moved to this location 10 years ago. I let the bonds wilt because I didn't pay enough attention to them. And now I was all by myself, and I felt I had nobody to lean on for support. So I decided to learn how to be my own best friend. I applied all the training and experience that I had gotten from my years of being a life coach, and I started rebuilding the most important relationship that I ever had, the one with myself. I made up my mind that I would never again treat anyone else better than the way I treated myself. And it took a lot of practice, but I keep checking in with myself to make sure that I was treating myself kindly whenever I started to feel blue or discouraged or disappointed in life. Little by little, I worked on becoming my own support system and my own best cheerleader. Eventually, I became strong enough to start rebuilding my other relationships, but this was only possible after I started treating myself better. And I want to talk about how I did that and the things that you can do to start yourself on your own journey to becoming your own best friend. So the first thing that you can practice is positive self-talk. Stop all the negative self-talk. Catch yourself when you're doing it. Would you speak this way to your own best friend? That's the test that I do every time I find myself saying something negative to me about me. So when you catch yourself putting yourself down, imagine that instead of you, you're talking to your best friend. How would you react to them in this same situation? Treat yourself with kindness. Tell yourself that you know you did the best you can, that you love yourself, that you are loved and appreciated, and that you are good enough right now as you are. The second thing that helps on this journey is to learn how to set reasonable expectations of yourself. You wouldn't expect your best friend to be a Superman or Superwoman. You help your best friend realize when they've bitten off more than they can chew, or they're trying to do more in one day than is reasonably possible. So you encourage your best friend to be realistic. But we expect so much more of ourselves, and we beat ourselves up when we don't achieve what we expected to do when we set out. So the way to get around this is to learn that when you create your to-do list for the day, block out the time on your calendar for each task on your list. And this helps you realize that time is not unlimited. And you will eventually, as you continue to practice this, learn how much you can realistically accomplish each day. This is the road to learning how to set better expectations of yourself. You have to write it down, you have to track, and you have to accept and understand and forgive yourself when you don't meet every task on your list. So put it on your calendar, block off a number of hours or minutes that you think it's going to take, and learn to do better at that each week. The next thing that is so important in learning how to be your best friend is to celebrate every single one of your accomplishments. So when we suffer from poor self-esteem, we tend to focus on the things that we don't do the way we wanted to do, the things that we didn't get done, or the things that we didn't have a great experience with. But when you start acting as your own best friend, you start focusing on the things that you succeeded at, the things that went the way you wanted them to. And you learn to tell yourself, good job for every little success. You can tell yourself also that you know you'll do better next time because you learned a little something this time when things don't go exactly as you wanted. So you learn to focus on the things you got done and be proud of yourself as if you would be proud of your own best friend. And the last thing I want to recommend to help you get started on this journey of self-love is to schedule time with yourself. So you know that friendships suffer when you don't devote enough attention to it. It's important to put on your calendar time to spend by yourself, time to relax, time to reflect, and time for joy. When I started going to the movies by myself last year, I finally realized that now I can be my own best friend. I don't need to wait for other people to give myself joy. And that's what being your own best friend is. Learning to be proud of yourself, learning to find joy by yourself, and learning to forgive yourself. So today, I want you all to make a friendship pact with yourself. Do you let others slide when you don't allow yourself the same slack? Are you appreciating every little thing that you're doing each and every day to support your health, your safety, and your happiness? Will you work on shutting out all the negative self-talk and shower yourself with praise? I want to hear about your relationship with yourself. Does your self-esteem suffer because you're harder on yourself than you are on others? Tell me in the comments how you find being your own best friend has helped your self-esteem. or what you're planning to change right now, today, to make a difference in the way you feel about yourself. This is the most important relationship you will ever have in your life, because you're the only one that's guaranteed to be with you from the day you're born until the day you die. You deserve to have a fabulous best friend, and you are the one that can make that happen for yourself by being your own best friend. I hope that this video helps you get started on loving yourself a little bit more and building your self-esteem. And I'll talk to you again soon. Have a beautiful, peaceful, and productive day.